guys, Coach Michelle here with Coach Hillary, and today we're going to go over some hip external rotation. So we're going to work this from a few different positions. That way, depending kind of where you're at, you have multiple options. So our first setup, we're going to actually go for a shin box position. So what a shin box is we have this nice seated position here, but it's a bit more compressed. So if you notice, like Hillary's front foot, the bottom of that foot's right on top of the thigh, and that front shin is parallel to her, and then this back shin is going to be tucked in nice and tight. So for our external rotation, we're focusing on this back leg. What she can do to start the setup is, if this is pretty tight for you, you can actually place your hands on the floor in front, kind of framing that front knee, and then you notice this nice angle here on the spine, and that'll allow the hips to sit back a little bit, right? So you want to make sure those hips stay grounded. Now from here, she's going to start to irradiate tension, right? We're coming back to this global tensioning of the body. It's very key for all this stuff to be effective and efficient. So once she irradiates, she's at whatever level of tension she's working at. Let's say we're going about 50%. She's going to drive everything into the ground, that front leg, the hands, and then also this back knee. And then we're focusing on, this back heel. We're focusing on external rotation of the back leg. So she's going to begin to lift this knee up as high as she can. Really grounding through this back heel here and making sure that the body is not rotating. So the hands are there to anchor the body down, right? We're really fighting rotation here, making sure the hips don't lift off the floor. Good. She'll find that end range and then just bring it right back down. There we go. So that's our external rotation from our shin box. If that is pretty accessible to you, then you can just sit upright. You'll release the hands from the ground. Maybe you want a couple sticks or whatever to drive into the floor. You can also use a med ball to hug to hold your position here. Here we go. We got a PVC pipe and some broomsticks. Works great. So for this one, driving tension into the ground, sitting up nice and tall. And it's the same thing. Now she'll irradiate tension, ground the entire body into the floor, ground this back heel. We'll use it as a pivot point as she begins to lift this back knee into external rotation. There you go, lift, lift, lift. Nice work, Hill. There you go. And lower. Awesome. All right, so those are our two shin box setups. Now we're going to go into our 90-90. So the 90-90, it's the same drill, just a bit more aggressive position here. So for the 90-90, what you're going to do is you're looking at these angles here. So I got 90 degrees on the back leg, right there, so boom. And then this front leg, same thing, we're looking at 90 degrees. So I just look at the hip point, draw a straight line, and then a line across, making sure I like to go dorsiflexed here in this position. Good. So now it's the same thing, all right? So we're working, you guys can see here. So she's going to ground her body into the floor. She can lean forward a little bit, kind of hinging at the hips at first. Locking the body in. You got the hands to anchor everything down. And then go ahead and lift that back leg off the ground. As you can see, this one's a bit more challenging. So it's a lot tougher position. Nice, Hill. There you go. So using that breath, that deep belly breathing, using that global tensioning or irradiating the body, get that back leg off, good. And then if that's pretty accessible to you, then we go to our completely upright position. You can grab your props, whatever you need to root your body in. All right, she'll irradiate tension here. And then once she's ready, she'll begin to lift that back knee off the ground. Remember, we're moving from the hip, so pretend that your leg is locked in that position. You don't have an ankle joint, you don't have a knee joint. You can only move from the hip, grounding that front leg and just lifting that back leg as high as you can, and then bringing it back down. Nice work, Hill. So for this one, guys, aiming for about, anywhere from 3 to 5 reps at a moderate intensity. And if that feels pretty good, you can add reps or increase the intensity. All right, guys, so that is our external rotation. We went from the shin box with our 2 options, and then we went from the 90-90 with our 2 options. Really paying attention to isolating, nothing else is shifting through the movement. Awesome work, Hill. All right, thank you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help.